All right, good evening, morning, afternoon, whenever you choose to look at this. Since we didn't have school on Tuesday and we're still testing on Wednesday, I'm going to do the odds of the review. This first video I'll do 1 through 15, the first half, and then I'll post another video with the second half. So again, I'm just going to go through the odds. Maybe you need this, maybe you don't. You can fast forward around and see what you need to see. You know, the PDF of the answers is also posted. That might be enough, but you may want to watch some of these. So number one, which of the following is true? Well, I have to FOIL that. So first, outside, inside, and then I need to be careful on the last. -4 times -5 would be a plus 20. I times I is I squared. But I squared is -1, so that'll change the sign of this last term to be minus 20. So 6 minus 20 is -14. -15i minus 8i would be -23i. And so that is not true. Number 2. 3 minus 4i squared, so I should probably just do 3 minus 4i times 3 minus 4i, make it another FOIL problem. So first, I'm going to skip a step because outside and inside are the same. They're both -12i, so minus 24i. -4 times -4 is a positive 16. I times I is I squared. Again, I squared changes the sign of this to -16. 9 minus 16 is -7, minus 24i, and that's what this says, so 2 is true. And then number 3, I can FOIL again. 3 times 3 is 9. I notice that these are conjugates, so the O and the I are going to cancel out. We've seen that a bunch. -12i plus 12i goes away. I'm not writing it down. -4 times +4 is minus 16. I times I is I squared. And then I squared is -1, so that makes this plus 16. 9 plus 16 is 25. So 2 and 3 are true, so that would be C. Number 3, let's see, I squared is -1, so that makes that -2. I cubed, well, maybe I don't remember the order. Maybe I need to write them down over here. I to the first is I squared is -1. I cubed is multiply those two, so -I, and I to the fourth is squaring I squared, so that would be a positive 1. And then the powers just repeat after that if I need any higher powers. So I cubed is -I, so this becomes minus 4i. I to the fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be the same thing as I to the first, so that would just be I. So minus 5i. So that's -2 minus 9i, which would be A. Number 5, factor each completely, if possible. If the polynomial is already factored completely, state as such. Part A, both of those are cubes, so I recognize x and 3 as perfect cubes. And again, I just have to know my cubes so that I can recognize those. 2 cubed is 8, 3 cubed is 27, 4 cubed, 5 cubed. So I have to recognize those numbers as cubes so that I can do this cube factoring. Let's see, same, opposite, always positive, negative, plus, plus, square the first two, or square the first term, multiply the two together, square the second term. And the second set will never factor. It looks like it will, but it never will. Part B, I can take an x out of there, x cubed plus 27. Now this is a lot like A, except instead of minus, it's plus. X plus 3. Same, opposite, always positive. Square the first, multiply the two together, square the second. Part C. 5 in the bottom I can take out, and a 4 of the top I can take out. So that leaves x squared. I took the 5 from the bottom, took 4 out of 36. 36 divided by 4 is 9. X plus 3 and x minus 3. Part D. Quite a few of you had questions on D in class, because it is a little bit different looking than most. One way to do it is to FOIL all this out, distribute to -2, collect all the like terms, and then factor. But that's the long way around. Both of those terms have a 3x minus 2. So I'm going to factor out that chunk, that 3x minus 2. Now what that leaves, from the first term, there were 2 3x minus 2's. I took one of them, so there's still one left. From the second term, there was only one. I took it, and that only left a minus 2. So 3x minus 2 and 3x minus 4. Again, that's not the only way to do that, but I think that's the quickest way. Let's see, letter E. It'd be nice if I could take a 2 from everybody, but I can't. So I need two numbers that multiply to -24 and add to -5. So 8 and 3, if the 8 is negative. And we'll use those two numbers to split the middle term. So those are not my factors. Those are how I will split the middle term. -8x plus 3x. So instead of writing -5x, I write -8x plus 3x. Leave everything else the same. And then factor by grouping. If you make it this far, you're going to be fine, because factor by grouping is usually pretty easy. Take out a 2x from the first set. Take out a 3 from the second set. 2x plus 3 times x minus 4. And again, I could check that one. I could check any of these. If I multiplied them all out, I should get back to what I started with. Right, letter D, although that should be letter F. 4 terms, so really my only option is to factor by grouping. So in the first group, I can factor out a 3x. That leaves x plus 2. In the second group, I can factor out a 4y. And that leaves a x plus 2. That's good news, because now I can factor out an x plus 2 from both of those. And that leaves 3x plus 4y. Again, if I was really inclined, I could FOIL that out, and I should get back to where I started. Number 7. If ax plus bx plus c factors into this, what could be the value of c? Put that where you can see it. There we go. Well, if this factors into this, so like that's factoring going that way, going this way is foiling. So let's FOIL this and see what we get. Let's see, 3x times 3x is 9x squared. These are conjugates, so the O and the I of FOIL are going to cancel each other out. Write it out if you want to, but -6xi plus 6xi goes away. -2 times +2 is -4. I times I is I squared. 9x squared plus 4, because I squared is -1. And now my question is, what's c? So if I match things up, 9x squared plus 4. So b is 0, a is 9, and c is 4. So that would be D. Number 9, which of the following is false? That means I gotta check them all until I get one that doesn't work. Goodness, are there any of those that look good or not so good? They all look the same. Yeah, I don't know where to start. So, none of them factor. Oh, wait. That one factors. Right? X plus 4. X plus 2. 4 times 2 is 8. 4x plus 2x is 6x. So x equals negative 4 and x equals negative 2. So that's false, because those are not the right answer. So B is correct because it's incorrect. Those are the wrong answers, so B is what we're looking for. Which one's false? So if I wanted to verify the others, it looks like they would all involve the quadratic formula. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. You're welcome. 10 through 13, that's just a little matching game. I bet we can finish that without too much difficulty. Come out a little bit to see everybody. Let's see. Let's look at the differences here. These two are going to be odd degree because their ends are doing different things. So odd degree leads to opposite ends. 11 and 13 are even because the ends are doing the same thing, so that narrows it down. The right end on number 10 is going down, so that means the lead coefficient is negative. On number 11, the right end's going down, so that's a negative lead coefficient. On 12, the right end's going up, so that's a positive lead coefficient. And on number 13, the right end's going up, so that's a positive lead coefficient. So I'm thinking between those two pieces of information for each graph, I can probably narrow it down. So number 10, I need an odd degree with a negative lead coefficient. Odd degree, negative lead coefficient. So I'm feeling pretty good about A. Odd degree, but not negative. Even. So 10's got to be A. 11, I need an even degree. So C or D, but it needs to be a negative lead coefficient. So that would be D. 12, I need a positive lead coefficient, which is both of my remaining ones, but it has to be an odd degree because the ends are doing opposite things. So that would be B. Last one left is C, but let's verify that. We said it needs to be even with a positive lead coefficient, even degree, positive lead coefficient. So yeah, that one's C. Number 15. Which of the following is a third degree polynomial? Third degree, 3 roots, means it has an x cubed. So even before I get to anywhere, that's what I'm looking for. Well, they all have an x cubed with zeros of -1 and square root of 2. That's 2 zeros, but square root zeros come in pairs. So if root 2 is an answer, then negative root 2 is an answer. So my factors would be x plus 1. That's where that one would have come from. And then x minus root 2 and x plus root 2. I can't tell yet which one of these matches with this. So let's FOIL this. X squared. Again, conjugates. We love conjugates because the O and the I cancel each other out. So minus and plus go away. Root 2 times root 2 is 2. Now we've got a pretty easy FOIL situation. So first is x cubed, outside is minus 2x, inside is plus x squared, and last is minus 2. That's a little bit out of order, but I can still figure it out over here. X cubed plus x squared. Oh, they've all got that. Minus 2x minus 2. So it would have to be B. Alright, I'm going to stop there for this video, just to give me a break and maybe to give you a break. But check out part 2 for the rest of the answers.